6.2 is a video, or excuse me, the page is about the determinants of demand. 6.1 was all about the law of demand, and when you change the price, we move on the same curve. A change in price does not change your demand, it changes your quantity demanded. So make sure that you completely understand that. So now what this page is going to be dealing with are the things that actually cause your demand to change, which means we're not changing the price. So for every question you're going to say, is this a change in price? Is this a change in something else? If it's just a change in price today, we're going to move on the same curve. This page is all about the things that cause the curve to shift. So the price stays the same, but at that price we're either going to want to buy more or less, and that's going to be the case for every price that we have on our schedule. So print off your I-CAN statements. There are some, there aren't any example questions, but I refer you to all the activities down here. If you can do all this, then you should be fine for the quiz and that part of the test. Here's your resource questions, the notes that go along with that. If you'll notice, this says required. So you're going to have to do this, print this off. And it says a change in consumer income. When you make more money, you spend more money. So on this, you're going to have to tell me when you have more income, what happens to your demand. When you have, when your income goes down, what happens to your demand. So then you'll draw one curve over here, and an increase will be your second curve. You'll label that D2, and a decrease you will label D3. And you'll do the same thing for each one. Change in a number of consumers. When it goes increases, when it decreases, and then show me both on the curve. So you should have two for each, depending on if it's going one way or the other, and then you should have an original demand curve, and then show the shift in the demand curve increasing and decreasing. These right here, I highly suggest you work through them. This is not the place to skimp on saving time. Whatever we learn in demand carries over to supply. We're just going to flip everything around, and then when we get to 7A, you're putting supply and demand together. So this is the foundation for basically everything that you're going to do for the next 2 or 3 weeks. For each one of these, if you click over here, I have video explanations that work through every single one of these handouts. So work through those, then check your answers. Notice this is required, but there is no video. This is just to kind of check to see if you understand what's going on. Here's some additional practice questions. Work through those, and then really multiple choice and supply and demand is harder than just answering the questions and being able to work through the problem. So here are some examples of multiple choice questions you might be seeing on the test.